Welcome to I Went on Tour Part 1. Part 2 is out there somewhere, but this section covers my first tour, the Fearless Tour, when I was 18, and my second tour, the Speak Now Tour, when I was 20. The Fearless Tour is the tour that showed me what it was like to be a headliner. It's inspired by lots of different things, lots of different elements that I've found fascinating in life. I started out in musical theater, so it's inspired by Broadway and elements that make it larger than life and romanticizing everything, which is what I already do in my head, so I might as well do it on the stage. I love costume changes. I love sparkles. I love glitter. I love the element of surprise. Those are all things that I wanted to bring together and put on that stage. And I feel like we really did a great job of it with this tour. We've been able to turn this whole thing into a story. I kind of drew from my experience with musical theater and divided it up into 3 acts. The first act is where the band and dancers and costume changes are introduced. Over the course of one concert, you don't really realize it, but there are 72 individual costume changes that go on backstage. And the costume changes are really to help narrate the stories and narrate the songs and show them the way that I see them in my head. During the second act, that's the more acoustic part of the show. I show up at the back of the arena. I go through 15 and Tim McGraw, and it's really a fun part of the show for me because I get to tell stories and talk to the crowd and tell them what I wrote the song about, and say hi to people, give people hugs, just meet a lot of people. That's when I meet a lot of people during the show. And then the curtain comes up and we're in Act 3, which is just full-on production, costume changes, love story, rain machine. And the cool thing about the rain machine is that it spells out words in the rain at the time that I'm saying them. The stage for the Fearless Tour was something that I spent a lot of time designing with a set designer. I wanted the stage to be part of the picture and part of the visual, not just something we were standing on. I wanted it to be able to become a castle if we wanted it to, and a city skyline if we wanted it to, and then I wanted it to disappear and have the piano be highlighted if we wanted to do that, or a library. And so we figured out a way to do that by turning the stage into the screen that has been wonderful. I think that everything that has happened on this tour and in my life has all been rooted in the lyrics of the songs. I really believe that because what you're seeing on the stage is all derived from the lyrics. And I think that the coolest part of what I see out there in the crowd is how they've taken these lyrics and applied them to their lives. They write my lyrics on their t-shirts or their faces, or they get them tattooed on, or they make signs with lyrics, and everything is so revolving around those lyrics. And that's my favorite thing. When I think of the Fearless Tour, I think of how this is one of the golden ages of my life. High school was a golden age, and I look back on that and I'm like, man, you know, high school was cool, those 2 years that I was there. Being 5, that was a golden age for me. I really enjoyed that. The Fearless Tour is like that for me. I think you have a few golden ages in your life, and this is certainly one. Before we go on stage, we do a huddle like we're a football team or something. And we really put a great priority on togetherness here at Camp Swift.
Thank you. You guys always have my back.
I love the huddle, and I think the reason I like it is because it's this one moment before the show where we're all doing the same thing, we're all thinking about the same thing, we're all in the same moment.
Positive energy perpetuates more positive energy, and that's this vibe.
Basically, I've been feeling just the love and the groove flowing more naturally every single show on stage. We are becoming more cohesive every show.
We have speeches before we go on stage. We have everybody do a speech and say something inspirational.
You guys, Fresno was actually one of the first places that I ever went on radio tour, in the back of a rental car. And I was going from station to station and begging them obnoxiously to put me on the air. And I was 16 and I was reading homeschool books and doing homework and worksheets in the back of cars and sleeping in motels at night. And I just want you to know how happy I am that this huge rapid ascent has happened with people that I'm standing with right now. The fact that it is currently Taylor Swift Day in Fresno, I will choose not to brag about. Instead, I will leave a nice 10-second silence of smiling.
And somewhere along the line, a couple of years ago, Grant, bless his heart, got up there and started like making this speech, and we were like, okay, all right, you know, say something motivational before we go on stage. And he's like, never forget the essence of your spark on 3. And we're all just like looking at each other like, never forget the essence of your spark? Really? And it was kind of so bad that we had to use that before we go on stage. So now I guess we get in the huddle, we're all in a circle and put our hands in and we say, let's go out there and be fearless! And never forget the essence of your spark! And then Liz threw in at the end of it. So now I guess what we say before we go on stage is never forget the essence of your sparkle.
Let's go out there and be fearless! And never forget the essence of your spark!
And to me, that's when the show begins. It's not even necessarily when the curtain comes up or when the pre-show video goes. It's once we do our chant and do our big woo, that's when the show starts.
We're always together, and that's by choice. So we huddle up before we go on stage every night. Basically, we metaphorically are in a huddle all the time, though. For Paul, he has always been a die-hard Kiss fan. He goes to every single Kiss event that he can, goes to the fan events. He knows everything about that band. It's adorable. And I had arranged a couple days ahead of time to have Gene Simmons give him a phone call.
Someone wants to talk to you. I think his name is Gene.
Hello? Hello? Hey, how you doing? Oh my God.
It's just so cute. Oh my God, we all were dying. It was really cool because when I kind of thought of the Appreciation Day idea, I never thought that it would be surprise turned on me. At the Nashville show, there are a million things going on. I'm trying to coordinate all these things happening. Faith Hill's there, she's gonna do a guest performance. I'm running around doing all this stuff, and the entire band and crew and dancers had all decided that it was my Appreciation Day. They came in with all of these presents and all these gifts and cards and letters.
You got me a Claire's bracelet. Thank you so much. Maybe what if it is yes! Yes! Oh my gosh. More craisins.
Craisins were sort of my go-to snack on the Fearless tour. It was sort of like an addiction. So they constructed this giant Christmas tree out of bags of craisins and wheeled it in, and I just, it was really awesome.
It's the best present I've ever gotten. This is for you, from all of us.
Oh my God!
When did you do this?
One of the gifts that they gave me, the entire band and crew, everybody had taken a picture doing this. And I am always gonna cherish that picture. One of the cutest things was that Caitlin made this video for me of all of the band and crew and dancers all just saying messages to me, and it had some of my favorite songs in the background, and it was the sweetest thing. I felt so special that day.
Happy Appreciation Day.
Happy Taylor Appreciation Day. Happy Taylor Appreciation Day.
Happy Appreciation Day, honey.
Happy Taylor Appreciation Day.
Thanks, Butch.
I think appreciation days are something that is always going to live on with our tours. You know, whether it was a merch guy of ours who was going off to college, Claire or Charity or Lacey, almost everybody got their own appreciation day. And it was really wonderful the way that it made everybody feel when they were the randomly chosen person.
You're appreciated. You're appreciated. We love you, guys.